So today I've got loads of bits and bobs to do. I'm up here at work. I've got to do some bits here that I'm just going to run through with you in a sec. Then I've got to go down to the unit, and I've got a car to dyno, got another car to map. So I'm going to be doing some bits and bobs like that today. So I thought I'd do like a little blog of what I'm up to. This is basically what I do on my Saturday. First job of the day, my recovery truck. It's a 2.3 petrol and under load now because it's LPG as well. Under load it actually misfires now, so I'm hoping it's going to be the plugs, fingers crossed. So I've got some proper LPG plugs for it. I'm going to chuck them in, just give it little lights and levels, pump the tyres up and that, because you know you got to look after these old things. You know, it serves me well, this old truck. So I'm going to do that. And then I've got my wife's car, a Renault Zoe. I failed it on the MOT last week. She was not happy. I've got to do a suspension arm on that and wheel alignment. Then once I've done that, I'll be doing some more exciting stuff. So yeah, feel free to skip this part. Right, let's crack on. So this is the exciting spark plugs I'm going to be fitting. These are designed for LPG vehicles. Oh, this is my truck, by the way. You've probably seen it in other videos. I never really introduced it. It's nothing special, that's why I haven't really introduced it. I have got plans for it, but I've got plans for everything. Just getting around to it. It's LPG, so I have two long-range tanks, 200-litre tanks either side. I've got an oiler kit as well, because when you're running on LPG, the gas itself doesn't have any lubricating properties, so it can burn out exhaust valves and stuff like that, which LPG is good for. So with this, it sort of drips oil just down that little pipe and into the inlet manifold just to lubricate the valves, and there's a special LPG oil that I top that up with every so often. But yeah, let's see if I can make it actually do its job and drive without misfiring, breaking down and hesitating. So yeah, let's do this. Not really too much room to work, but I've sort of pulled all the wiring back so I can just about get under there. Be alright, just a bit tight, that's all. I don't know how well you can see that coil steaming, but my my plug holes are full of water. Let's see if I can have a little peer down there. Oh man, that'd be why my truck misfires then. Where's that coming from? I bet that's a rotten core plug in the centre of the head. Oh, it's getting that out. Oh yeah, look, it's low on antifreeze. I wonder where that's going. Oh. See, one of them little simple jobs that you think it's literally going to be like 5-minute job, chuck some plugs in it and away you go. No. I ain't pulling that apart today. I've got too much stuff on. I'm just gonna put some plugs in it and see how it goes. Right, let's crack on. So I thought I'll do the right thing, top up my antifreeze. Broke the cap. So now I've got to try and dig the cap out without damaging the bottle or the centre of the cap, because I haven't got a new cap to put on it. It's a Saturday and nowhere around here's got a cap. I know I should have just left this truck at home. I should have just used the BM today. I got the bit of cap out and then I dropped it and I can't find it. Do you ever try and like judge how your day's gonna go by like the first hour in the morning? Well, I do. Oh, there it is. Got it. I just feel it's gonna be one of those days. Oh well. So because I've got the truck in bits like this, and I've got all the coils out and stuff like that, and the plug holes are full of water, because the antifreeze was low, I've topped it up now, but I thought while it's in bits in this state, I might as well pressure test it. So I've pumped it up to 20 psi, and it seems to be holding pressure fine, and there is actually no water leaking into the plug holes. There is obviously water down there at the moment, so I can only assume, because it doesn't actually look like antifreeze, it hasn't got that pink staining, I can only assume there's quite a bit of staining across the top of the rocker cover. So I'm thinking water's getting in from under there somewhere, and maybe it's running down the scuttle and dripping into the coil hole. So I'm hoping that's what it is. So I'm going to suck all that water out, blow it all out and then leave it pumped up for 10-15 minutes or so and see where it goes. I'm still a bit worried as why my antifreeze was low though. This truck has done 115,000 miles. It's getting a bit oily and a bit tired, but I want to know where that water's going now. Oh well, let's see how we get on. So from left to right we have spark plugs 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, 3 and 2 in the middle have definitely been in water for a while because they're quite rusty and quite stained. Nice clean burn though, considering it runs on LPG most of its life. I'm quite happy with that. These are definitely the wrong plugs for the car anyway. When I fitted these I knew that they were wrong, but I couldn't get the special LPG plugs, so now I've got the LPG plugs, I can chuck them in. So I feel a bit happy now, and I've pumped it up again to just over 20 psi, and it's holding pressure lovely, and it's not leaking. I can't see no drips on the floor, nor is it filling up the plug holes. I was happy that them plugs come out and didn't snap. Yeah, life's getting a bit better. Right, let's crack on. I like the way I'm actually trying to make it really interesting, and really all I'm doing is fitting a set of spark plugs, but I just want to show you guys what I do 90% of the time in my job and in my life is just this sort of stuff. So yeah, right, I'm gonna crack on. Look at them bad boys. These come pre-gapped as well to 1.3 mil, which is apparently the gap that you should run on these plugs in this engine. So yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. So, spark plugs are done. Got the engine all built back up at the top, got all the coils in, tightened them all down. Smeared a little bit of grease around like the rubber boots on the bottom of each pencil coil, just to try and seal it down to the rocker cover a bit better. And then I thought, great, you know, put the ducting back on, build it back up, make sure it runs, job's a good one. Now I came around here and I was like, I'm sure that was pumped up a little bit higher than that a minute ago. It's very strange. Thought, have a quick look underneath. First thing I see is that. I'm like, oh man, the fuck? But that's quite oily. And my little oiler thing up here is like a cheap eBay Chinese special, and it pisses oil out everywhere. It doesn't help that I overfill it. And it is very oily down there. Covered all this, which is now perishing. It's probably going to explode because that's a high pressure LPG pipe. Engine mount's covered in oil, everything's covered in oil. So I'm like, fine, that's probably what that is. No worries at all. And then I look over this side. That's pink. Not only is that pink, but that puddle back there is pink as well. And it's still dripping. Ow! And I got caught on the door. That is leaking from this pipe here, I think. Where's that coming from? There, look. So hopefully a little clip on that, get rid of that crappy forward snap clip. Or is it up high? I don't know. Oh, I don't know actually. Don't know if it's coming from round here or no, it's definitely there, look. Yeah, it's this pipe here. So that's lucky. So I can put a clip on that and I should be good to go. Seems like someone's already put a clip on the other one anyway. But there is also a puddle right at the back of the engine. So I'm gonna have a quick lay down under here. You know what? No, I'm not. I can't be bothered. I'm just gonna fix that front one. I'm pretty sure it's just the front one. I think that back one is just like rainwater that's trickled down off the recovery bed since I've been in the workshop. Although the bed's here. You can tell I'm trying to find an excuse to not crawl underneath and have a look. Ah, oh, right, I'm crawling underneath. Remember, if you don't listen in school, there's always the motor trade. Yeah, look, that's alright. I can see right up there to the back of the head where the water rail is. And there's nothing there apart from an oil leak. I can live with oil leaks. Rust prevention. Oh my god, no wonder why I can smell gearbox oil. Looks like the selector's leaking. Fabulous! Right, I'm going to fix that front one and call it a day on the truck because I've got too much stuff to do today. Oh. Oh, what a penny. It runs! Change that clip for that one that's slightly oversized, but it will do. It's the only one I had. Put some fresh antifreeze in it, overfilled it slightly because I'm sure there's going to be air in the system now. I've had that pipe off. Made a mess. Completely missed the bolt, as you always do. Just got to put the airbox back on, tidy up. then I can fix that. Right, so that's the recovery truck all done and dusted. That's outside. I'm happy with how that's come out. That's all working fine. That's good to go. Right, now I'm working on my wife's car, which is a Renault Zoe. Basically, I MOT'd it last week and I fouled it on an offside front lower ball joint. These are quite common for knocking out front arms. Someone's already put an arm on this side, so I'm going to be putting an arm on that side. I'll show you quickly how I'm going to do it. When she dropped the car off, she ran around the corner to work and she said, obviously she's going to be at work all day, and she's like, I forgot to charge my car last night. I was like, okay, great. So she was like, can you please put the car on charge while you've got it, because I've got a bit of running around to do tonight, and I could do with it being topped up. So I was like, no worries. We don't have EV charging points in this workshop, so I've got this, which is called a granny lead. So basically it plugs into the nose of the Zoe, and then it goes into this adapter here, which you can then plug into your standard 3-pin plug. This is like the best plug in the workshop because it goes straight into the fuse board, so it hasn't got a lot of a run. So that's why I plugged it into that. Although it can't draw much of an ampage out of it, because it does say time remaining 7 hours 40 minutes, and it's only got 60% charge. So for the next 7.5 hours it's going to take to charge 40% on a 3-pin plug. So, well, every little helps. I might get her a mile or two. So yeah, right, let's crack on. I'll show you what I'm going to change. Right, so I have the car up in the air on the lift. Oh, by the way, with these Renault Zoes, the whole floor underneath is just one big battery pack, front to back. This is a 22 kilowatt battery pack, so this will get like 80 to 100 miles on a full charge. But when you lift these cars up, you're not meant to jack them at like one corner to like change a tire or change a wheel, because if you twist the floor pan, you twist the battery pack, it can be quite, you know, detrimental to it. So you're meant to lift them evenly. That's why I've got this on the 2-post ramp, so I lift it up square. This is the last suspension arm that's already been changed. Obviously the arm comes with a ball joint. You can see it's still got the stickers on it, and this is the arm I'm going to be changing, because don't know where you can see it, but I'll try to get my light in the right place. As you can see, that ball joint is absolutely off its face. So yeah, as my wife's pregnant, I thought I'd better change it. Right, let's crack on. So what I thought was going to be a quick 5 or 10 minute job fitting the arm. There's a 16mm pinch bolt that goes through here. So you just undo the nut one side, twist it the other side, make sure it's free, tap it through with a punch, no problem. I used the fork on the bottom arm, which is this. You just literally put it in between the arm, hit it with a hammer, and it forces it out the ball joint. It forces it out the hub. If I was going to be reusing this suspension arm, like if I was stripping this down to a dry shaft gator or whatever, I wouldn't be using the fork, because what the fork does, it splits the boot on the ball joint. But as I'm changing this arm, because the ball joint's mashed anyway, it doesn't matter that I'm using this fork. So I got this far, took it up, I thought, yay, lovely. And then I realised that the pinch bolt for the front of the arm is there, and that goes through there, and then it's got another bolt at the back there. But what I have discovered is that this big block is in the way, and this supports all the rad. So I've taken these little pinch bolts out. I have had all this off before, because I changed the aircon pump, which is there. It's a 400 volt pump, so be very wary when working on them. So I've had most of this inner arch out and stuff already. I've loosened off these little braces, and this is already wobbling. So what I'm going to try and do is loosen off this 18mm and maybe the one the other side, and rather than take all the rad out and everything, I'm just going to try and pull this edge down enough just so I can get on that little bolt in there, because that's really annoying, and it's turned this little 10-minute job into probably half hour to an hour's worth of work, and I still got to do the wheel alignment afterwards anyway. So yeah, I'm going to crack on. Right, so this is probably not the best way to do it. So I took that 18mm out, like I said, but it seems like behind the front bumper up there somewhere, it's all attached. So I haven't bothered taking that out, but there's like a little pin on here that locates it in. And all I've done is just, now as this arm moves, you can like lever it over. So I've levered that pin out the hole, and now I can lever it down just enough that I reckon I can get on that bolt and slide it out without stripping all that off. So yeah, little time-saving tip there that I've literally just discovered myself. If it works, wish me luck. Yep, got it out. Just levered that down, as I said. Bolt slid straight out. Look at that, saves taking the whole front end of the car off. Back bolt was easy, just a pinch bolt, little 18mm nut on the top. Gonna leave that there so I don't lose it. That bolt there, straight up, blah blah blah. Pinged out of a lever bar, and it's off. Here's my new one. Pattern, didn't go for genuine because I'm too tight. That was like 50 quid, I think, something like that. You can get like 2 years warranty with that as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, right, let's get it in. I'm not going to show you like me putting an arm back in, because that is like even more boring than how boring this video's already been, if that makes any sense. So I'm just going to put the arm in, and then I'll cut to when the ramp's coming down. Right, cut. It's done. Well, I've got to do a wheel alignment, but it's nearly done. I'm not quite sure how accurate this dash actually is, because it says there that there's 6 hours 55 minutes left and we've got 4%. But it definitely hasn't taken me 45 minutes to fit that arm. It's literally taken 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So yeah, it's going up faster than I thought. I do wonder though, how warm. Yeah, that's getting toasty. Otherwise, like nice thick gauge cable, and then here is like pretty much 1.5, whatever it is. So I have the Zoe up on the ramp. I have all the tracking gauges hooked on the wheels. This is my Super Tracker 420 RW that I treated myself to, because I wanted one for ages. I've done all the back. Can't really adjust the back. It's pretty much where it needs to be anyway. You have to adjust the back before you adjust the front, because if the back's not square, you can't square the front up with the back. So this is what we're looking at the front here. The caster angles on both sides are pretty much where they need to be. Camber is well within its limits, so I'm happy with that. I'm not going to bother adjusting that, not that I can do too much with it anyway. Toe, this is the most important one on this vehicle that I thought was going to be affected by changing the lower arm. And as you can see, I have a total toe, which is well out of where it needs to be. So both sides need adjusting. The steering wheel is a little bit out, so obviously I've squared the steering wheel up, locked that in position with the steering wheel clamp, as well as the foot brake being locked down by a pedal bar as well. And I've obviously got the front of the car on turn plate so that the front wheels can adjust freely and independently of each other. So now what I'm going to do is loosen off the track rod ends and adjust the rack arms basically until I get this where I need it to be. So the tracking, or the toe should I say, is pretty easy to adjust. You just loosen off these lock nuts here. These are 21mm, do that with an open spanner, and then you adjust the actual arm with a 13mm spanner on the actual rack arm itself. What you do need to be careful of though is that this clip on the end of the like the steering rack arm is not too tight, because if it is, then when you start adjusting this and twisting it, it twists the boot up and it can split, and if that splits, it's an MOT failure. I'm quite lucky in the fact that my arms turn quite freely inside that boot, so I don't need to worry about taking them clips off. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now, is just adjust these with a spanner until I get it right on the screen. It's quite an easy game really, because all I need to do is adjust it until these yellow markers line up with the black dots there. And if I get these two right, then that one, the total toe, should actually line up with the centre dot. Ta-da! That'll do. And that is job done. Right, on to the next workshop. Actually, better take this back to my wife. She works around the corner and she won't be able to get home. So, I'm down the farm and I have this absolute beautiful Mark 1 Focus on the dyno. It's a 1.6, and the reason why it's on the dyno, I will show you, is because, oh, found that. Let's crack on, see what it makes. Hold on, let me make it look neater. If I do this, and then this, and if I go from 2000 to... Right, now look, now look, now look. Oh yeah, look at that, lovely. To be fair, there's This car's 99 horsepower, so I believe that. 120 mile an hour that was. Cool. Right, let's do some custom tuning to the standard ECU and see if it'll make any more. Right, we've just done the first file revision, so we're going to run it up now and see if it makes any more than 102 horsepower. So yeah, wish me luck. Millions from 100, was it? 100 and what? 4?
102.
Actually, I can have a look. Where's the laptop? So yeah, I makes 108 now. Hold on, let's get that back. There you go. Makes 108 horsepower and 120 foot-pound of torque with a map. It's about right. You're only going to make about 6-7 horsepower anyway with a remap on something that's naturally aspirated. Should help a little more, shouldn't it? Yeah. Cool. Right. That'll do. So yeah, I've finished doing a bit of mapping on the old Focus and that. That's going alright. Going to do a little bit more on that another day. But I thought I'd show you this. It's my caravan. I bought this for Santa Pod, basically, when we go racing. We can have somewhere nice to stay. I went halves with my mate Ginge, who you've seen in other videos. It's pretty cosy in here. Oh, shut the door. Bedroom at the back. Oh, why don't that light work? Another thing to sort. So you've got a little bedroom at the back with a little partition wall, which is pretty cool. Like that. That's going to be my room. That's what I've decided anyway. Most important thing to have at Santa Pod as well, I feel, is a shower. We want to try and upgrade it because obviously the caravan shower is pretty puny. Like the water pressure is pretty crap. Hello. Toilet, I don't know if we're going to let anyone use that because that is going to be rank. So yeah, that's that. It's alright. Got a fridge, obviously beer fridge. Cans of Coke in it. Just got my laptop here where I've been doing some bits and stuff. Coffee machine. Can't be at Pod without having a coffee machine. TV. Don't know why you'd want a TV at Pod. Just been pissing about with that heater as well. It would only heat on gas. It wouldn't work when it was on electric. So we sent the control unit off and the guy posted it back and I literally got it back yesterday. Just fitted that back on and now the heater works, so it's lovely and toasty in here. Air comes out these little vents at the bottom. Little stat around here. Oh, so you can turn up the heat. It's lovely. What else? Don't really know what else to say about a caravan, to be fair. Got a sink, if I can con someone into doing the washing up. Oh, obviously we've got a little oven and all that sort of, you know, standard stuff that comes with a caravan. Water butt, that goes out the back. And the water pump, wherever that is, drops it. Oh, they're up here. Oh yeah, we've got a radio as well, which is pretty cool. These little water pumps, that plugs into the side of the caravan and then that drops in the back. And then that obviously feeds the water in for the shower and the sink and stuff like that. The gas bottles go in the front. Oh, I haven't actually got any means of towing this caravan to Santa Pod yet. I could tow it behind my recovery truck, but my license doesn't let me tow a trailer over 750 kilograms on a 3.5 ton vehicle. I have got a train weight of 4.5 ton on my truck, so I can tow it if I have my license. So we're all currently looking into doing our trailer licenses. So yeah, there you go. That's basically what I get up to on my average Saturday. I thought I'd just do this little random video because I haven't posted a video in a while, just so you can see the sort of stuff I get up to. And that's about it. So yeah, I'll try and make the next video a little bit more interesting. Sorry this one's so boring, but yeah, if you did like, then you know, you did like it, like, share, subscribe. If not, then well, don't. Cheers guys.